Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
It's time for another daily dose of dismal Disney. It's really dismal for Disney. You know how we talked about their stock price being at a 9-year low? It's
worse.
It's gone lower.
It barely, last night it dropped, and we have reasons why I think it happened, but it was just barely over $80, like $80.50 or something like that.
It is very possible that we're going to see Disney dip below $80 and stay there, I think, in the coming months, especially after their earnings call. I could be wrong, but it's not good, guys. Like, this is catastrophic. It is just going from bad to freaking worse.
It has not been below $80 since 2014.
Ouch. Ouch. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about dismal Disney. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe. For more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys, you'll get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to piratesandprincesses.net for more objective Disney news. Go out to clownshishtv.com for more objective everything else news. And yeah, you're going to have to lead me on this one. So this was what, last night, after hours trading?
Mm-hmm. So what happened was, I'm pretty sure, a couple things are going on. One, yesterday, they announced they had this new chick, this, what is her name? Remy Yamamoto, who's going to be VP Media Relations for Disney. And she was an ex-Biden special advisor. You know, and she usually deals with crisis stuff, which I thought was kind of funny. If you go down here a little bit, it tells you what her job description is going to be. And they're saying she is going to be responsible for developing cross-brand messaging and communications strategies that promote Disney Entertainment Television. When you hear DET, that's what it is. Programming executives across ABC Entertainment, ABC News, ABC-owned television stations, Disney brand television, Disney Television Studios, Freeform, FX, Hulu Originals, National Geographic, and Onyx Collective. She's going to work closely with brand publicity leads and working at like cross-promotional communications. One thing you notice when you read these names of the places she's working with, those are the ones that are supposedly being up for sale.
Yeah.
Likely up for sale. ABC, FX, Freeform. So either she's getting it ready to sell, like making it look pretty to sell, or she's like, they're trying to use her to try to save them somehow and get the money. But one or the other, she's brought in for a reason, I'm sure.
Yeah, so this is not helping their stock, guys. What Disney needs to do, they're getting all kinds of backlash about being too quote-unquote woke. So what do? They go hire a special assistant to President Biden. And
they lead with that.
And they lead with that. Like, I would have been like, oh, by the way, yeah, she's got this qualification, that qualification. Yeah, she did work in the White House for a while, but you know what? Here's her entertainment credentials. Leading with that is not going to help you win back the audiences that you have pushed away by being too political.
So she's crisis management specialist, apparently. I bet her she had her hands full. Was it her job to poke the president awake every time he fell asleep?
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you finished that sentence. Was it her job to poke the president awake?
No, that was a different president. Anyway.
He didn't get poked, or she didn't get poked. Well, she did get poked, but not with him. That's a whole nother thing.
Anyway, so that was the one thing that happened. Now, this could lead into a little bit because people are like, they're really getting tired of Disney being so political. But the really big one that I think, the lawsuits didn't help either. Another lawsuit. I'm sure that has something to do with it. But I think what really tanked it, so last night, they pulled all their Disney channels from Charter Spectrum because they're at a stalemate on the price increase. Because Disney says that the fair market value has increased, according to Disney. Now, does anybody actually believe that Disney's channels are worth more than they are? They're all failing. They have to have a partner for ESPN because it's dog shit and it's doing poorly. But they are going to demand that they have to pay more because the market price went up. So they turned it off last night, and I'm sure it was intentional, while they were running the U.S. Open and college football games. Now, it would have been ending on September 1st, apparently. It would make sense to shut it off like midnight. No, they shut it off earlier than that just because they wanted to piss people off, thinking it was going to make them put pressure on Spectrum to turn it back on. But I think it's going to bite Disney in the ass. And it clearly has. They probably lost more money from doing that than they would have lost if they had just negotiated with Spectrum.
So is that her job now, is to put the fire out?
I don't know. She's more linear TV, but so according to Charter Communications, Disney is allegedly demanding that they have a new long-term contract that raises rates and provides limited packaging flexibility, meaning you're going to be required to have Disney channels. You're not going to be allowed to get rid of them for a cheaper rate. And they said it's going to raise costs on subscribers and they'll saddle them with channels they may not want and that they'll have to pay for. And they've been trying to negotiate with Disney, but they pulled their stuff during the major sporting events for ESPN. And then Disney's entertainment person says, Disney has successful deals in place with pay TV providers for all types and sizes across the country. And the rates and terms we are seeking in this renewal are driven by the marketplace. The marketplace says Disney's worth shit.
Yeah.
You don't have a leg to stand on raising prices. I am sorry. We're committed to reaching a mutually agreed upon resolution. Then why the hell did you pull ESPN in the middle of games when you knew it was going to be detrimental to customers? Oh, because you thought they'd be pissed and go after Spectrum to get them to cave. Because you've done this kind of shit before with other places.
Oh yeah,
that is when their stock dropped off a cliff.
Yeah, so I think it's just a combination of multiple things here. But yeah, they're probably look at this like, oh my god, this is a disaster. This is going to hurt. What little goodwill they had left with TV and
14 million customers.
14 million customers.
Of those 14 million, not everybody was watching sports, but still, Disney channels, whatever, went off. Now, Disney, their stock's crashing. I wonder why. Let's start looking. Shall we count the ways? Okay, 1, Disney Plus is losing subscribers. They're raising prices. People are pissed.
Yep.
2, they're trying to gouge cable networks and people that aren't on Disney Plus to make them pay more too. Okay. 3, the parks aren't doing great and the resort hotels aren't doing great. Their movies are not doing well at the box office. 5, there's Marvel and Star Wars fatigue. 6, they have lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. 7, they're getting from everybody that they're being too woke. 8, Snow White, need we say more? And so on and so on. I mean, they just keep making these bad decisions. And this is the last month ahead of the end of the fiscal year. They have a month to correct this.
We've got the strikes, so people are looking at the content.
Oh, yeah, the strikes. I forgot about that.
They're not.
Strikes.
Yeah, they're not going to be. And plus, Disney, they're in the crosshairs.
Well, I got one better. Bob Iger, he went to that one meeting where they offered the WGA deal and they turned it down and they released it. He hasn't been going to the meetings again. He's not going until they think they need him. He's sending his lieutenants in instead. So he's not even sitting down with them again.
That's like a mob boss. He's like, well, when you're ready to talk. Mm-hmm. If not, you can talk to Tony.
Oh, and then they have to pay for Comcast.
Yeah, they got to pay for Comcast. So yeah, this whole thing is just like, this is like the perfect shitstorm of everything that could possibly go wrong with Disney all happening at once.
I don't think there's enough people that are going to buy the dip. I think if it keeps dropping, people are just going to start unloading their Disney stock.
Yeah.
Because it's not going up. And if it definitely doesn't drop by the end of the fiscal year, people might give a little bit of time at the beginning of the next fiscal year because they're supposed to have all these plans in place by the end of the fiscal year. If we don't start seeing some profitability for Disney Plus and some other stuff, people are going to it's going to get worse.
Oh, yeah. This is bad, guys. This is like the worst case scenario for Disney on so many fronts. It's not just one thing. It's like they're getting it from all sides for sure. So I don't know. We'll see what the fallout is for, shutting people off, shutting cable off right in the middle of a huge sporting event like that. That's not a good look.
This is Newsweek?
This is Newsweek. Disney's offending its audience. Yeah. Talking about Snow White and all
Snow White again. Snow White is sacred because it was Walt's baby. And it was like what made Disney what Disney is. And they're going to go, and they're not even like making a couple changes. It sounds like it's completely unrecognizable.
Yeah. Well, this is a person who is, let's see, this is a lawyer who is a discrimination attorney. And he's like, look, Disney has had problematic content in the past. And sure, they can put a disclaimer on older content. But the question is, should we expect the Disney of 1942 to be the Disney of 2023 and just realize this stuff was made in a different era?
I think everybody understands that.
Everybody understands that.
Leave it where it is. Don't mess with it.
Plus, people can learn from the past. And that's one of the biggest complaints I have with them vaulting Song of the South.
That's what a lot of people have complaints about.
Is like, look, you don't have to agree with what they did, and they sure as hell wouldn't make that movie current year. But one, the movie is not nearly as offensive as people have made it out to be. Naive, maybe, but not offensive. I don't think it's that offensive anyway, but whatever. What do I know? You've even got Whoopi Goldberg pushing for the release of Song of the South.
Whoopi Goldberg's in trouble all the time, too, so who knows?
Well, that's true, but she's basically like, release it, but put a disclaimer like Gone with the Wind on it.
My thing is this. don't remake it into a live action remake. You don't need to. If it's from a different time period, different ideals, okay, fine, cool. Then make something else.
They could race swap Song of the South and have white people.
That'd be worse.
That would be worse. But it's a multiverse. In the multiverse, Uncle Remus is white. So yeah, I don't know. This is it's just Disney has reached peak.
It's like they're deliberately going out their way to piss people off, and they think it's gonna go their way because it has in the past. People like took their side. They're not taking your side anymore.
Nobody is taking their side now. Even Bob Iger, he had Hollywood in his back pocket, and he left on a high note. And now they hate him. You know, the investors hate them. They wanted Bob Iger back. They got him back, and this is what's going on. So there's no way to. I mean, I am waiting for them to like push his ass out. I could totally see them being like, "You're done, Bob." Like this is like I don't even know where you would start.
I don't even know how to fix it. I don't even know if they bring somebody else in that's going to fix it. It might make it worse. Because at least some people have some, they feel a little bit like Iger can do something. I'm not one of them, but there are people that do. So, if you lose that little hope they have, it might even get worse. I don't know. Well, I don't know what the solution is.
If you're trying to calm people's fears that the company is too political, hiring one of Biden's advisors is not gonna
like leading with it.
Yeah, that's what they're leading with. It's like I don't know what to tell you. This company is completely boned. I mean, they are. And maybe that's the point. There's this crazy conspiracy theory that they're intentionally trying to drive the stock price down so they can be acquired by somebody, and that might be why Iger's back. I don't know. I have no idea at this point. I'm just like I am seeing dumb decision after dumb decision after dumb decision, and there doesn't seem to be any course correction in sight. And we'll see what happens with the D23. Isn't that this weekend, D23?
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see what kind of announcements they have because they've got all these influencers getting really excited about playing with water.
Oh, my God. The journey of water, yeah.
Like, it's just water. It's cool, but it's a queue, and there's no ride. It's basically a queue without a ride.
Yeah, they made that clear that it was no ride. I don't know why people thought there was a ride there. I don't know why. I mean, if you follow this at all, you'd know that. But yeah, it's just like they have the cool, fun water play areas. It's like that, but a whole bunch
of adults, basically.
Yeah,
it's
and
there
is a path if you don't want to get wet. You can take the non-wet path.
The water
don't even look at his face. He's just like, oh.
But the non-wet path isn't as fun.
No, it never is.
You want to get as wet as possible to maximize your magical experience.
That's true.
Yes. So anyway, I don't know. Are we going to wrap this up? I think we're going to wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.